Russia's Ministry of Defense posts threatening videos of daily war games as tensions escalate on the Ukraine border. From live fire exercises to destroy convoys of a simulated enemy, to Russian naval ships firing in the Baltic Sea. The official line is that these are Russian military exercises. Russia denies planning an attack. A build-up of tens of thousands of Russian troops on Ukraine's borders tells a different story. Joe Biden has warned there is a distinct possibility Russia might invade Ukraine next month. The US president made the comments in a telephone conversation with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. During their talk, President Biden reaffirmed the readiness of the United States, along with its allies and partners, to respond decisively if Russia further invades Ukraine. Russia, meanwhile, says it sees little ground for optimism in resolving the crisis after the US rejected their main demands on Thursday. The demands include a ban on Ukraine entering NATO and a limit to the deployment of troops and weapons to NATO's eastern flank, in effect returning NATO forces to where they were stationed in 1997 before an eastward expansion. So why is this so important to Russia?
I don't think it's because it feels threatened by NATO. Russia's military is significantly more powerful than almost any NATO allies in Eastern Europe. I think what Russia is trying to do here is to prevent democracies, stable, prosperous countries from emerging on its borders, because then the Russian people might say, well, hey, why can't we be like that? Why can't we be stable and prosperous? Why are we living under this stale, kleptocracy that Mr. Putin has imposed on us?
As the West bolsters Ukraine's defences and NATO fighter jets arrive on its eastern flank, Russia cries accusations of provocation.
Well, I think for Mr. Putin, everything is a provocation. He will seize on anything he can to construct it in such a way that it becomes provocative towards Russia. But we need to put this back into perspective. Now, what has happened over the last 7 years? Well, Russia has invaded Ukraine. It has annexed the Crimea illegally. He's stirred up conflict in the Donbass region. He's mobilized his forces. He's threatened Ukraine. He's made a number of bellicose noises. He's undertaken nerve agent attacks on UK soil. So, it really is quite something for him to call anything provocative, given what Russia, under his leadership, has been doing over the last, if not 7, even 10 or 15 years.
On Friday, the UK government continues to urge Vladimir Putin to back down as the US threatens to shut down Nord Stream 2.
The Americans made clear yesterday that the Nord Stream 2 pipe would not happen if they invade. In the United Kingdom, we're doing everything we can to support the Ukrainians, including supplying military equipment that would help them, and training as well that goes with that would help them prevent Russian tanks from entering Ukrainian territory. So I think we are urging Russia to get to the table, to discuss issues that are relevant and to de-escalate this situation, which will ultimately, de-escalation is clearly in the interests of all concerned. It is not too late to de-escalate, and that is what now needs to happen.
Efforts to defuse the crisis diplomatically continue as the US calls for a UN Security Council meeting on Monday in crisis efforts to avert bloodshed. Valerie Brown, The Sun.